Welcome everyone to episode 3 of the Ultimate Gamer Podcast. I have joined with me Kiira.
Hey there.
If you have not checked out her channel, there will be a link below to subscribe to her channel. Highly recommend it. She has awesome content. Anything you want to explain about yourself?
I'm a huge Sonic the Hedgehog fan, and I pretty much play any game you give me. I don't like a specific genre, and I'm not a fangirl.
Don't let the Sonic hat fool you.
No.
So this episode is going to be dedicated solely to the Nintendo Direct event, the Pre-E3 30-minute video explaining a lot about Wii U. Do you want to start us off with your impressions of the 30 minutes?
Sure. Besides Iwata's great English-speaking voice, I was actually really impressed by all of the stuff that they did change about the Wii U, like the controller and how the analog sticks are not like the circle pads on the 3DS, and you can push them in now.
Which I believe is actually the first of any Nintendo console.
Yeah, it is, and I was like, oh, that's gonna be helpful, and then of course there's like a bunch of little annoying people on the chat that are like, oh, they stole that from Sony and blah blah, but I don't know.
You always get those kind of people, though.
Yeah, always. And, yeah, I really like what they did with the analog sticks there. Clicking them in will really be helpful, and just, it made a lot of the games look really enjoyable, even golf, like where there was this one thing they showed where they put the controller, the touchscreen controller on the, and you pretend you like swing in a golf club, and the golf ball goes off the screen on the Wii U controller, and then you see it on the TV screen. And I just think it's really cool how making the controller really work really well with what's on the television screen.
Yeah, it definitely opens up a whole new list of possibilities. My father, he's somewhat of a gamer. He likes playing the PlayStation 3 and the Wii and stuff. When he saw that, once they put the controller on the floor, he was completely blown away. He thought it was the coolest thing in the world. So it's definitely opening up the door for a lot of possibilities of other types of gameplay that we've never seen before.
I agree. It's totally unique. It's definitely... We're going to get so many games that are even like just normal games that we saw, like, golf and the ninja game where they were throwing the shuriken. Those are games that, we've all played, but now we're all going to be able to play them in a new, unique way, and it's really exciting.
Exactly, like the baseball, my father thought was the coolest thing, where, being the pitcher, you can aim where you want the ball, so you have the viewpoint of the pitcher on the controller, so the person playing as the batter doesn't know where that ball's being thrown, and gets a completely different viewpoint. So there's a lot of opportunities that have just been opened up, and it's really going to take creative minds to really enhance and use that feature to its fullest.
Oh yeah, it's a great feature. And at first I was like, okay, touchscreen, but once I actually saw some of the footage of gameplay, I would have never thought of doing something like this. And we have no idea what to expect a few years from now when we get more games, and it's all really exciting and new.
Exactly, and that's one thing Nintendo does very, very well. You guys can hate on Nintendo all you want. You have to admit that they are the innovators in the video game world. They're the ones that, every little feature you have on your PlayStation 3 and stuff, you take it for granted, when Nintendo was the pioneer for a great number of features that we all take for granted today. I mean, analog sticks. Nintendo was the first to bring them out. The Rumble Pack. Nintendo was the first to bring them out. The shoulder buttons. Nintendo was the first to bring them out. So, the thing is that I wouldn't be surprised if Microsoft or Sony took the whole idea of Wii U and brought it to their current consoles. I mean, I believe Sony announced a similar kind of thing with the Vita, where it would kind of connect to the PlayStation 3 and do similar things. I don't know what we'll see from that. But one other interesting thing they showed off was the Wii U Pro controller.
Yeah.
That thing looked like an Xbox 360 controller. I mean, the only difference is the not the D-pad, the face buttons and the right analog stick are just reversed in position. That's all. It looks exactly the same. So I'm not sure if Nintendo will be sued. Microsoft is the type to actually bring everybody to court, but it definitely looks awesome.
Yeah, and like when it came up and I saw it, at first I wasn't thinking Xbox controller. I was thinking, yes, like finally a Nintendo controller with like analog sticks and just kind of like back to the GameCube days. And I was excited about that, and I didn't even relate it to the Xbox controller until I saw people in the chat go, "I'm gonna sue," and I was like, oh boy.
Hey, look, you know, if everyone can steal from Nintendo, why can't Nintendo steal from everyone else once in a while? Come on.
Oh, I know, and it's really, and like it's this horrible thing. I mean, you know, I think that this controller is really gonna do some good, because, you know, with the Wii, some people got kind of stuck with the motion controls. Even you know, I do prefer, you know, a normal controller with analog sticks. So I was completely the fact that they were showing off this controller and then it was, you know, they were making it. But, you know, I think it's okay that they made it look very similar to the Xbox 360 controller just because that's what game companies do.
That's true. So it's going to be very interesting. Pricing still not announced. That maybe they'll announce on Tuesday. I don't know. But we got a little tiny taste of what's to come, and I have to say it's great that they cleared up a few things. They showed off NFC, but they didn't really show off any real use cases. They showed off that interactivity with the, what they call it, the Miiverse.
Yeah, and that really weird cheesy trailer.
Oh, that was the cheesiest thing in the world.
That was messed up.
But, you know, it did give us a glimpse of things that will come. I mean, they showed a cell phone with an app on there that had connectivity to Nintendo Wii U, where it showed an entire chat log. So there's a lot that they didn't just say, hey, look, we did this. You saw it. So, I mean, I think Nintendo finally is serious about online gaming because they're doing things that Microsoft doesn't even do.
Yeah.
So...
because when I was watching the little cheesy little trailer thing for it, I was like, what the heck is this? And then, you know, he's got his phone app, and then it shows, like, your game and, you know, different people's and what they're saying about the game, what parts of the game they're struggling with, and it's just like, oh, yes, Nintendo Online, like, exciting.
It is very exciting, and it's something that, I mean, are they going to get rid of friend codes? I hope so. And from what we're seeing, especially like the main menu, that had to be the most innovative thing I've ever seen. When you turn on your console, a whole, you know, parade of Miis just come on your screen and hover around or crowd around an application or a game, and you're seeing in real time people around you that are enjoying that game, what they say about the game, what they like about the game, and I mean, they're bringing a whole social app, you know, infrastructure to the Wii U that, again, we have never seen on any other console.
I'm crazy excited for it. I'm just glad that, I mean, as you said, I hope that they ditch the friend codes. I would love a green name or something. Something unique. Definitely. Instead of a number.
And like when you saw like the main interface, how high quality it is. I mean that's one thing I personally can't wait to see on Tuesday is I want to see Mario in high definition. I want to see their entire franchise base in high definition. This is the first time we're seeing this in HD.
Yes.
It's going to be very, very interesting.
Just imagining and, you know, Metroid and just games like that in HD. We'll just get blown away.
Exactly. I mean, a lot of people are quick to say, this is nothing new. We've had this last gen with the PlayStation 3 and 360, but put yourself back in those days. You know, when we first saw Master Chief in high definition, when we first saw Ratchet and Clank in HD, that kind of excitement is happening now with the Nintendo. And it's the same thing all over again, the same level of excitement, where you're able to see every little individual hair on Donkey Kong, And, you know, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what they do with that. What level of detail are they going to put out there?
Yep.
So what's your overall opinion on the Wii U as you see it? Do you think that they're heading in the right direction? Do you think they should change some things? Do you think Wii U is a good name?
I think they're definitely going in the right direction, especially with their online and not really anything I can think of them changing. I'm pretty sure once they let us know more about it, there might be something that'll come up in my mind that they could change. But as far as the name Wii U, I personally don't like it. I think that they're making the mistake they made with the Nintendo 3DS, where people will just think, oh, it's just an upgraded version of the 3DS, it's not a new console. And people are gonna think that, oh, this controller's just an add-on or something, like a lot of people thought last year at E3. So I think they should change the name, but I don't really see it happening, unfortunately.
Yeah, definitely after this 30-minute video, they said Wii U a million times.
I
think it's ingrained. I don't think they're going to change it, but I don't know. They're putting more of a philosophy behind the name than anything.
Yeah.
But you're right. The average consumer thinks the controller magically makes their console high def, and you know, they think that they're going to go to a store and pick up this controller. They don't think they're buying an entirely new system, and that is at fault at Nintendo. And I think it's not just the name. I just think that based on last year's press conference, they didn't show off the console. Yeah, there were some photos of it on the show floor, but their entire focus was the controller, and they really have to this year establish, look, this is a new console. This is not just a controller. And I think they will do that. They have to.
I mean, even on the Nintendo Direct thing that I watched, you know, today, it was mostly all controller stuff, which, you know, that's kind of has like a lot to do with it. A lot of people, even now, are saying to me, are you going to get the new Wii U controller? I'm like, it's a console. It's going to be a new console. And just, that's the only thing I'm afraid of with the name.
Exactly. But, you know, I think they know what they're doing. Yes, they made a mistake with 3DS. Still, there's a lot of people that ask me, like, oh, why did you buy another DS? No, I didn't buy another DS. I bought a 3DS. And,
yeah.
I mean, the way that I explain it to people is, you know, Nintendo, Super Nintendo. They were different things. That's exactly what this is. Wii U. PlayStation 2. You know, I think that that's what they're trying to establish themselves. Because Nintendo really, they were the only company that didn't have a set name. You know, they were changing the name every single generation. You had Super Nintendo, you had Nintendo 64, GameCube, Wii, you know, so I guess going forward, they're going to continue the Wii name, they're going to continue the DS name, but they're going to tack on a few things. Xbox 360. You know, they're trying to establish a brand name for or product line. But
yeah,
they might bite them in the butt.
Yeah, which is a good idea, but even so, just the name Wii, I even when 6 or 7 years ago when they were talking about the normal Wii being released, and it was originally called Nintendo Revolution, I was like, that's like a kick-in name, and I didn't like when they changed it to Wii, and I don't know, but that's not the most important thing. But I guess the most important thing about the Wii U is definitely that people are going to just say it's not a new console, just an add-on, but well.
The problem with Wii is just the number of jokes that go along with it. I mean, you can never say a serious statement, oh, I've been playing with my Wii last night. I mean, you know, it's just, I can understand the name like Wii, we want everybody to play, you know, it's for everybody. Or Wii U, I mean, it's kind of like the iPad. How many jokes came out of iPad, you know? But, I think that, you know, we've come a long way from that. We're not going to continue, you know, saying those things, but it always comes up. But definitely,
we'll see.
But they definitely got the message across. One thing I found very interesting in the beginning, but they never really explained anything, was when he opened up, Iwata was talking about how everybody's in the living room, they're physically together, but they're mentally apart. they didn't really explain anything on how they were going to fight that. I mean, he makes this entire opening statement saying how, you know, there's been studies on this, that we've noticed it, here's a photo, everybody's sucked into their iPads or laptops or cell phones, they're not talking to each other, and we aim to do something with this. Like, that was the opening message. He didn't show anything on the Wii U that was supposed to go with that or go against it. Yeah, we got that cheesy video, but I don't understand how that is supposed to bring families together.
Exactly, and even, like, they didn't show anything multiplayer, and the fact that it's like, oh, you want to watch TV? Well, here, you go over there and watch TV, and I'll take my Wii U controller and I'll go over here. So, it's like, I don't even know. He's contradicting himself in the whole thing.
He's helping the situation. Hey, yeah, your father wants to watch baseball. You can still play your game. You don't have to, you know, interact with him. But, you know, I mean, really a serious question is at this point, you know, that would have been a selling point, you know, 6 years ago when high definition TVs were expensive. But why would you ever need to share a television? You know what I mean? Like, I would just take the whole console up to my room and just hook it up to my television. You know, so I don't understand what the selling point of being able to play the game on the controller is.
The laziness of Americans?
Oh, God forbid I have to pause my game or save it. I can continue.
Oh my gosh. It's true, though.
It is. But he also said, last year we teased the idea of being able to have 2 of those controllers. He didn't say yay or nay to that. He didn't say if it was a definite or not. He just reiterated what was said last year. So hopefully this Tuesday they make it very clear. Can you use more than one controller on a single Wii U? Can you purchase the controller separately from the console? Those are still questions that have been asked since last year's E3. What do you think they're going to do on that?
I really don't know. Sometimes they just make things so unclear, and you don't really know what to expect. So I really don't know.
It's definitely up in the air, huh?
Yeah, there's really no telling until E3 actually happens. Because I mean, I even remember last year at E3 when Nintendo, there were so many things that were unclear. Like, is this just, you know, as I said before, is this just a new controller? Is this a new console? You know, and that a lot of people are confused on that, and hopefully they're clear.
They will be. I mean, I'm glad that they've announced that every Wii accessory you own right now is compatible with the Wii U. One thing I would love to hear about, maybe they'll say it at the press conference, will the Wii upconvert your Wii games on the Wii U? It is something that a few PC gamers have done. Sorry about that, there's fireworks going on. But like a few YouTube videos out there show people emulating a Wii in 1080p, and they were able to emulate you know, Twilight Princess in full 1080p, and the graphics looked very stunning. It wasn't this, you know, blurry mess being up converted to 1080p. It literally looked amazing. And wondering if that is even possible. If Nintendo can say, hey look, any Wii game you currently own, you could throw it in the Wii U, and you have the option to upconvert it to 1080p, maybe there will be something there for that.
Oh, that would be amazingly awesome.
It can be done. That, you know, no one can say it can't. It can be done. It's been shown on PC hardware, and the Wii U is supposed to be extremely powerful. I made a video a while back showing that the graphics chip, the theoretical performance is more than double of the PlayStation 3 and 360. So that we're in for a very interesting console from Nintendo.
Which makes it all more exciting, because we'll get to see something even more powerful than what we have, you know, now with Sony and Microsoft, so...
That is true.
More.
And the fact that it's still the same size as the Wii. That's great. You know, that, you know, it's still the size of 3 DVD cases stacked together, and yet it has more power than a PlayStation 3 and a 360.
Yep, and it won't be as hard to lug around as a 360 is.
Exactly. Well, the ultimate question is it going to melt down like the PlayStation 3 and 360?
Oh, please no.
No one knows. So is there anything else you would like to add? Anything else that you saw from that 30-minute video that really caught your eye or made you question more from Nintendo?
Not really. I guess the only thing that I'm really looking forward to hopefully seeing, obviously a lot of, I want to see what other games they're actually going to have out for the Wii U, and the 3DS while they're there. But I kind of, I guess the only other thing that I'd want to see is how they're going to connect our 3DS and our Wii U and the kinds of things that they can do together.
Yeah, historically, Nintendo hasn't really done a great job at that. You look back at the Game Boy Advance, it could connect to the GameCube, but there were really only a handful of games that utilized that connectivity. The DS to Wii, I personally can't remember anything that connected them together other than the Nintendo channel where you can download demos. So yeah, it would be interesting if Nintendo fully embraced connectivity between the 3DS and the Wii U, what kind of things they can accomplish. So they already said that they're making a Smash Brothers for both. Are they going to be able to compete with each other? Are you going to be able to use it as a controller? I mean, none of this has ever been explained yet. I don't think they will explain that at this year's E3 because it still is a little too soon. Since they announced it, but definitely is something to look forward to.
I agree.
Okay, so I guess that wraps it up, unless there's anything else you want to add.
Nope, that's all.
Alright, so again, check out KiiraTheHedgehog's channel. Definitely will be a post below. Definitely check out future episodes of this podcast. We'll be doing one on Sony, one on Microsoft after the announcements, talking about what they announced, what we liked, what we didn't like. We'll also make another episode for Nintendo's E3 press conference, so definitely check that out. So we'll definitely have you on a future show if you're available, Kiira.
Alright, thanks then. Awesome.
Alright, take care, guys. Look out for future content.